Before I get started in this video, I do want to mention that one of these 5 things on the list actually became a mod sooner than a long-term mod. As far as what that is, you guys will find out soon. But one of these things in the top 5 I actually bought, and it will be here next week. So that's pretty exciting. You guys will find out what it is fairly soon, but of course I can't say now. I wanted to do this video out driving in the Cobra, but as I stated in another video a little while ago, the weather has not been cooperating where I live. It's raining today, it's raining tomorrow, and it's 43 degrees right now. Summer just does not want to get here for whatever reason, but it's happening next week as far as 70s and sunshine. So that's the positive out of all this. I recently did a video on the top 5 favorite mods on my Cobra and mods that are happening soon, meaning this year. And I got thinking about it. It's like, what about the mods that I've wanted to do like long term? Because there's a fairly decent list of stuff that always gets pushed to the back burner where I'll get to that at some point, and then the years roll by and other cars come and go and you just have never done it. Some of the things on this list are things that I actually did do to my Torch Red Terminator. And some of the other ones on the list are things that I wanted to do to it, which has carried over to my Sonic Blue Cobra. So it's things that I've always wanted to do, and some of the things are more individual specific for this car. This list does not have any particular order. Number 1 does not mean my most anticipated mod that's going to happen soon, as far as like the long-term stuff, or my most favorite one that I want to do out of all of them. It's just a strict 1 through 5. There's no particular order that they fall in. I'll start out with number 1 being the shocks and struts. This is something that I had done on my Torch Red Terminator, and it rode very, very well. This rides good, but I think the suspension on it's a little bit worn out. I'd really need to get the car up in the air again to see if it's the stock suspension still on it, and if so, maybe it's time to refresh it a little bit with some newer shocks and struts. And I'll put the same ones that I had on my Torch Red Terminator. I'll throw a photo of those up here, and those rode really, really well. They handled well. They're adjustable, so you have some, a little bit of leeway there as far as how you want your ride to be. So that's something that I'll do again, and that's probably a mod that probably most likely is definitely going to happen, but it won't be this year. I think that's something that I'll look at doing for probably next season, next summer. Next on the list is number 2 being a T56 Magnum. This is something that I wanted to do on my first Terminator that I had, and it's still something that I want to do on this one at some point. And the reason why I haven't is because it's not something that I absolutely have to have. Like, in order to get the power that I want out of this, I had to put a bigger blower on it. The car still shifts and drives with the T56. It's just much better with the T56 Magnum. So I can still drive it and enjoy the car without a T56 Magnum, but I would really like to have one. And the big factor in that is the price point. And I'll bring that up on some of the other items on this list. They are expensive to do that, and to buy the other components needed to make it all work is a little bit pricey. So that's something that I have on my list of things that I do want to do to this Terminator, but it's further on down the road, and it doesn't have to be done now, but it's, like I said earlier, it's one of those back burner things where eventually I'll get to it, but it's not going to be something that I do like within the next 12 months. Another thing that I want to do, number 3, would be more carbon fiber on the car. I kind of bought everything that I want for right now, but I still want to do the center console section where you have your vents and your controls for the heat and AC and all that. I want to do that whole bezel in carbon fiber. I just keep putting it off. They come up for sale every once in a while on Carbon Driven, and I do have a notification for it. I think it came up recently, but I was just so busy with other stuff, I forgot about it, and I was spending a lot of money on my rifle build at the time, so I decided not to pursue doing the rest of the carbon fiber. But that's something that I will do, maybe perhaps later on this year I'll get the rest of the carbon fiber I really want, and if not, I'll do it within the next 12 months, next summer, somewhere around there. Number 4 on the list is seats. I really love the seats in my Torch Red Terminator. They were the charcoal inserts with the black seats. It looked really, really nice. I don't mind the seats in my Sonic Blue, but I don't really like the gray. It's such a common seat color that I would like to do something different, either black ones like in the 04s, 10th anniversary seats, or some parchment seats. I think parchment is probably my favorite. They're just really, really hard to find along with any seats, really. You look for seats on these cars on eBay or Blue Auto or any of the other sites that pop up. They don't come up very often. I don't know if it's because people grab them so quick or if they go with the car as a roller, which would make more sense. So they don't necessarily always part the seats out with the car, but I guess it depends if the car is being completely stripped and then they'll sell everything off it, including the seats, or if it's being sold as a roller with no engine and transmission, it's most likely going to include the seats. As far as the color that I would want the most, I think I would want parchment the most because I would never pass this off as one of the 23 Sonic Blue coupes that came with parchment. I would never do that. But I really, really like that contrast in color with the parchment seats with the Sonic Blue. Number 2 would be the charcoal seats found in the 04 Cobras. And I wouldn't mind 10th anniversary seats either. They're just real expensive. I did see a set on, I think it was Blue Auto earlier this year or late last year, and they went for like $3,000. Granted, they were in excellent condition, but that's $3,000 for seats. And of course, the other option is always to go through TMI. They used to sell seats, but now they don't. Now they only sell the upholstery kit. So you can buy the basically reupholstering the seats you have, but those are expensive as well. It's about $3,000 to do the front and the rear with the Cobra emblem on the seat in leather. You could do it in vinyl and save money, but it's kind of like a downgrade. You don't want to go from having original leather seats to going to vinyl. I just kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't do that to this car or any Cobra really. And the seats in this Cobra are in really decent shape overall. It does have the Cobra lettering on the headrest, which isn't factory. Someone did that, one of the previous owners. I've kind of gone back and forth between whether I really like that or not. And to buy new headrests is like $300. So I would rather just buy a whole new seat without that lettering on there. And also the other issue with my seats is it does not have the seatbelt holder on the side. So I'm always reaching like way back to try to find the seatbelt. So if I could find a set for sale that has the holders on it and nothing done to the headrest, that would be great in one of those colors that I'm looking for. So hopefully at some point I'm able to find one of those. Number 5, last thing on the list, it would be amber taillights on the car. It's not because I'm in love with ambers. I'm fine with the red ones. In fact, I think ambers look like crap on some certain colors. I would not put ambers on, there's a handful of colors I would not put them on. I don't think it looks good on some. I think it looks really great on white. It looks really good on Sonic Blue, which is why I would like to do it for Sonic Blue. Some of the other colors, like maybe silver, it looks good on black. Silver, I don't think it looks good on silver. It's all personal preference, really. And so the other factor of that is that they go anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 with a harness. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on plastic. I've spent that kind of money on other things for this car. The wheels were more expensive than that. My custom rifle build was far more expensive than that. The 2.3 Whipple was more expensive than that. But they have a significant function that really adds something to the car. Switching to amber taillights for $1,200 to $1,500 just doesn't settle with me too well. So that's why this is kind of like a far, far back burner thing. Really big stove with lots of burners. That one's way back there. Basically, if this car ever gets ambers on it, I'm going to wait until LMR or someone else can legally reproduce them, and I'll buy a set of those for substantially less money than buying what they cost now. If they were down to like $500-700, I would strongly consider it. But I'm not paying over $1,000 for a chunk of yellow plastic. It's just not going to happen. When the wheels look good, the blower adds a ton of power. other things that I've done to this car that cost around the same price point that offer much more benefit for the value of what you get out of it for what it costs. So those are the top 5 picks for me as far as long-term mods I would like to do on the car. Like I said, some of these things I plan on doing really soon, hopefully within the next year, like for next year's plans with the car, to things that are far out where I'm not really worried about it and it will just happen when it happens. So let me know what mods that you are anticipating on doing on your Cobra or your Mustang for things you want to do soon, things that long-term that you would like to do to it. And let me know down in the comments. It's always nice to hear back from everyone else for what their plans are with their particular cars as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to leave it a like. If you're new here, the sub button is down below. I would greatly appreciate it. It's absolutely free and it definitely helps the channel out. But above all else, thanks for watching.